up, y'all? Welcome back to Why Are We Here? I'm your host, Spencer Crandall. Our guest this week is the kind of baritone that makes even Josh Turner want to lock the door and turn the lights down low. He's funny, he's charming, and he's tall as fuck. Maybe my tallest friend. And he's just really, really nice. From North Carolina, he lives on your For You page rent-free with mashups and original music. You might have... he might have 6.2 million TikTok followers, but he treats you like you're the only person in the room. This guy can sell more tickets than most people with #1 songs on the radio, and he even has his own label, which we'll get into more. He's genuinely one of the most down-to-earth people I've ever met in my life. The man, the myth, the mashup king. It's Cooper Allen.
I thought you said we couldn't cry. By God. Good to see you.
Son of a bitch. What's up, buddy?
Be here. Hell yeah.
Thanks for coming in, man. How you been?
Been great. Busy, but
Good.
fun. And,
Yeah. We caught up a little bit before we got started. We were just talking about Nintendo 64. You said that you're unbeatable at, what is it?
NCAA March Madness 2004.
Cool. So you're taking bets. You think that any wisecracking fool who comes at you.
I'm fine at some stuff, but I am fucking incredible at that video game. I promise you. You can't get it past half court against me.
Dang.
05, different story.
05, garbage.
They progressed.
Don't even talk to me about it.
Got too realistic.
Yeah,
I'm not about that. But
that's how I feel about like this Smash Bros. For you listening at home is the N64 version. I'm good at the Switch, but that version, I just have this like muscle memory that I'm just, you can pick my character.
Hey, man, I'd love to watch you work someday on that.
Man, we should just play each other in these video games someday.
Just love experiencing greatness.
Yeah, right? You've been touring like a banshee. How has the road been? Obviously, I feel the same way. There's kind of like pre-TikTok shows, and now there's now shows. Maybe take me through like how these shows have been and kind of like the journey of building a hard ticket and touring and all that for you.
Yeah, so, I mean, pre-TikTok shows for me were cover shows. You know, it was 4 hours at the Tin Roof, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. You know, people getting pissed if I was playing original
Broadway
songs. Oh, yeah. Played a lot of Broadway. Did like Old Red, Wild Horse. Did the Tootsie Circuit for about a year and a half when I moved to town, which was, its own thing. It all has its purpose. You get better and you learn how to entertain and stuff. But, getting the chance to gain fans over the course of the pandemic, as you know, I'm sure we'll talk about it a bunch, but on TikTok and stuff, and having the opportunity to then go out, tour on your own terms, meet these people in these cities, see them face to face and pack rooms. It's just like, it's the coolest thing in the world. Because that's why I got into it. I love performing, and I always did. Even if I was doing 4-hour cover gigs, I love performing.
Is that your favorite part of the whole top to bottom artist experience is playing shows?
100%. Yeah. There's nothing better than just like being on a stage and you look out and you see like people are having a freaking good time and they're laughing and they don't know each other, but they're having fun. And
isn't that crazy? Like it's one of my favorite parts of playing a show is like anybody can show up and they can believe whatever they believe. They can be of all kinds of backgrounds and whatever. And then like in that moment, you're just like a Justin Timberlake fan or you're just a Cooper Allen fan. Like those people are just there to sing these songs and feel the same thing. It's like drugs. It's like magic. It's just like free drugs and magic.
And some of them are on drugs and it is just even more magic.
The Cooper Allen tour. It's like drugs and magic. And if not free.
Imagine drugs and magic together.
Do you like drugs? Now, do you like magic?
Yes.
That's like me, seeing me in concert. So did you get started playing like a college circuit? Is that kind of like your bread and butter? That's where you came from originally?
Yeah, so I started in like 8th grade and
really
honestly played pretty seriously from then until moving to Nashville.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
It was all cover stuff and we wrote our own stuff. We recorded our own albums. I'm not going to tell you the name of our band because then you could go find those albums.
It was a band?
It was a band.
Yeah.
Yes.
Were you the lead singer of your band?
I was. Probably because I'm the lead singer in my band. Yeah. Didn't really get many more girls because of it, but I think that was a me problem.
Yep.
But yeah, just played all the bars and venues and anything that would have a bunch of, 14-year-olds playing music. And then.
Dang, that's young. 14?
And we would play these bars till like 2 a.m.
Was it always country music?
The first gig we played, I think the set list was, and my voice was always kind of country, but like, I think we did Matchbox 20, Hootie, Tom Petty, Five for Fighting, closed with some Prince.
Yeah, you did.
I don't think we played a single country song.
Really?
In like the first set we ever did.
That's awesome.
Yeah, which is really, really weird. But it kind of evolved to be a little more country. But where I went to college, UNC, you know, the bars, they like country music, but they kind of wanted to hear some more of the, you know, pop dance hits or that stuff. And so we kind of did more of that.
Your ability, we've done these videos together with these mashups. This is like a big part of your story, and I've gotten lucky enough to make some of these with you. Your ability just to hear like a 4-chord progression and just spit out hit songs is like, I've never heard anyone have that party trick before. That has to come from just years and years of cutting your teeth and doing that, which like it's again, free magic, free drugs. Yeah. Like, it's wild, dude.
Well, it's years of doing mashups live. I mean, I just like, when you're doing the 4-hour set, it's like, fuck, I got to find a way to kill some time in here. So we would.
Oh, so you'd mash up live.
Oh, yeah. We would jam all-star, and it would become like a challenge between me and like the other guys in the band. Like, how long can we go on this thing, and how long before people notice that we're playing the exact same thing for like 30 minutes?
That's awesome.
And I think we made it like 30 minutes. And then I didn't even think about doing it on TikTok until like a year into that whole thing. But
yeah, what got you on TikTok? What was the first TikTok that like popped off for you?
So my producer, business partner, Victoria Shaw, she was like, you got to get on this TikTok thing. And I was like, this, you know, I think I've heard you say the same thing. It's kids dancing. This is stupid as shit. It's weird. I feel like a creep. Yeah. These people are like 13. Mm-hmm. But you got to get on TikTok. And, you know, I just slowly started to come around. My girlfriend would get on me about it. And then, you know, the pandemic hit, show stopped, didn't really have anything to do. And I was looking at, you know, at TikTok and seeing guys like you kind of start to pop off, and you start to get these big followings. I was like, holy shit, Spencer Crandall has 300,000 followers on TikTok. Like, that's insane. That's more than I could ever like imagine.
Isn't that wild how there was a number in your head, and I can say this because you have millions and millions of followers. You probably saw somebody with 20K followers like, whoa,
yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's what got you on the app, is you're like, I need that exposure.
Yeah. And I had like 4,000 followers on Instagram, and I'd been trying really hard on Instagram for years, and that's all I had. So I got on it and kind of half-assed it a little bit just to feel like I was doing something. And then I think the first viral video was like my mom handing me a guitar, you know, hey, sing these songs, you know, Post Malone, Eric Church, all that stuff. And I just saw like, you know, it was cool getting a bunch of views on a video and likes and whatever, but it was really cool seeing the follower counts come in. And like after a night, I had like 7,000 followers on there. And I was like, okay, we got to make this the full-time job.
Yeah, I feel like in our kind of like class or group of friends or whatever, like, especially in the last year, you have just meteoric rise out of like a fucking phoenix. Like, it's crazy, dude. The amount of views that you get are insane. And then I feel like what's cool is you obviously do the mashup thing, but like your artistry and the original music that you put out is so good, and it's also like such a focus for you. When did you kind of like realize that TikTok could actually, you know, have real human beings stream your music, come to a show?
Yeah, it took a while because, you know, you think TikTok content is TikTok content. Right. They don't care about your music. And honestly, I'm not just saying this because I'm here, but, you know, I saw you started the pointing thing, and people were listening to your songs, and I'm like, okay, what's this guy doing? This is cool. Like, people like his music. And I saw, you know, Priscilla's song pop off, and Janakis, and, you know, I thought there is a lane here to get your original music
100%.
Out there. And so, you know, New Normal was my first song that kind of, you know, popped off on TikTok or whatever. And it changed the game. And you know, it got me some streams, but then I was like, well, I do also want to grow this account and grow this follower base, grow this fan base. So I'm going to keep doing this cover stuff and evolve that, but I'm also going to sprinkle in, you know, my original stuff too, because that's what, you know, matters more than anything.
Yeah, and I think it's such a testament to, again, that crazy hard ticket that you guys are doing right now, because people don't show up just to sing cover songs in those numbers. They come to hear great music, and that is what you have. And it's really cool to watch, man. As just like a buddy and as a fan, it's like, it's cool to watch, and you're just such a good human being. Every time we've hung out, you're just such a good guy. Like, I love watching good guys win. I feel like, you know, you have a label that you have with Victoria Shaw, your business partner. It's obviously not like a major, right? Like, there's like Warner and Sony and blah, 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 and all these things. What do you feel like the future looks like for you as a guy who is with a label, but it's your thing? You know, would you classify yourself as an independent artist, or would you say that because of the label you're
no, still an independent artist since it's, you know, still my label and stuff, or Victoria and I's label. You know, the goal with that, I think, is like to grow it to the point where it's in a perfect world, I would grow that label to the point where it is a legitimate force in Nashville, where it's not just me on there, it's other artists. I get to sign people, I get to develop people, and I get to become kind of a player in the industry. And I don't know really what that means, if it's, you know, just growing this company as is, or if it's, you know, someday JVing with a major and, you know, getting an imprint deal or something, which is, you know, that's not crazy. A lot of people do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, that could be the route too. But I want to always have a good bit of control of what I'm doing, and then hopefully power and leverage to kind of grow that brand and grow artists that I believe in, and kind of, I don't know, pass the torch a little bit at some point.
Yeah, I believe in the same thing, like, especially as the music industry continues to change and adapt and evolve, and it feels like things are coming more our way than we're coming that way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you seem like a goal-oriented guy. Like, do you have a vision of, in a year, I'd like to go to radio. In 5 years, I want to be playing arenas? Or are you more like, go with the flow? Like, what does that look like for you?
It's sort of a go with the flow, but a constant growth. Not so go with the flow, go with the flow, you know?
It's like almost both at the same time, which is hard to explain. Yeah.
Yeah. My thing is just like ride this crazy wave, and just like constantly try to grow my fan base, try to sell more tickets in these markets, try to get songs that are bigger and bigger and stream more and have more of an impact and all that stuff. And if I can consistently grow all of those, you know, and do everything in my power to grow all of those, then, you know, the stuff like radio comes in, which is something that's kind of out of my control right now.
Yeah.
But if I grow it big enough, then it becomes a little more in my control. So
yeah, I feel like you and myself, and there's a couple other acts who really do have the opportunity to like change the game, and I think it's really exciting. I think there's going to be a point where like a sort of tipping happens, where the attention and the ticket sales and the streams, or whatever that ends up being, and a combination of all of them, will like move the industry in a way that I don't think even we will know the impact that it's going to have. I think it'll be really cool to like look back at us making TikToks at the Opry, us doing this interview, and be like, whoa, like they almost had no idea what was coming next. I don't know. I just have this feeling that stuff's coming.
Well, and we both have there's a lot of power and a lot of opportunity to do it yourself. You know, that didn't exist 5 years ago. You prayed you got on an editorial playlist, and you prayed that labels liked your stuff.
Even like, think 10 or 20 years ago, so much worse. You moved to town. You gotta, you know, your only option was, I have to go play at Tootsie's and pray to God Mike Dungan is grabbing a beer at lunch.
Yeah.
And then he hears me. I mean, that's like Dierks Bentley's actual story.
Yeah.
The dude was a Broadway cat. Somebody heard him on a lunch break or grabbing a beer or whatever. Like, that was the only hope. And now you can get online tonight, make a video, and it can be watched by 20 million people. Your monthly listeners can jump by 300,000, and you just sold 200 more tickets in Grand Rapids. Like, that's insane.
Yeah. And the best part is, if you put up a video and nobody sees it, then you get to wake up tomorrow and you get to try again and do it again. That's the coolest part for me, is how fast you can fail, and it's cool, and nobody cares, and you just move on to something else. And
do you think that's the like secret to your success? Because I feel similar in that I'm sure you get a lot of people that ask you like, what should I do on the internet right now? Because it's a very like high priority thing for any artist, and really businesses and everything. And what you just said, I just perked up so much, because it's pretty much the only thing I say is just fail fast.
Yeah.
You found mashups probably because you tried 9 things, that thing worked, and then you doubled down. How much has failure like been a part of your story and your success?
Oh, such a big part. I mean, you know, I've done rounds of meetings with every label. This was all before Corona, and you know, none of them wanted to sign me, and that's cool. It rarely happens on like the first round, but like, you know, I got told no then, and I continue to get told no in various ways today. But the failure is just like, I feel like the old way, you would sign a label deal, they would develop you for, a year. You'd get a group of songs, you'd get a marketing plan, you'd get this thing to where it's like a 12-month process to put out a song. You put out that song, it might do great. That's awesome. It might not do great. And if it doesn't do great, then you're screwed.
Yeah.
Because then they're not going to want to, invest all those resources in you anymore.
Oh my gosh. And you would take a year to just put it out, then they'd go do 6 months of research and then 6 months to go to radio. You just put 2 years into a song, whereas you can tease a song 10 times. The market can go, yeah, we love it. You go, cool, here it is. And it's just already streaming more than any of that. That's insane.
It's insane. And I could have never, not that I had an opportunity to sign a label deal or anything before all of this, but it never would have, what we've been able to do never would have happened if we were signed to a deal or something.
Sure.
It really came at good timing for us, I think.
I feel like a lot of that is like speed. Like the speed that you have right now to just genuinely, like we were talking before we got on mic and I was like, oh, what's the music plan for this year? And you're like, kind of just whatever in a good way. Like, oh, I finished a song. Oh, we should put it out. Bam.
Yeah.
And you can just do that over and over and over. Like, I feel like that's the key to your success is I feel like every, 2 months I hop online. I'm like, oh, he's teasing a song. Oh, he's teasing a song. Like that seems to be the ticket more and more and more.
Yeah. And it's not the way for everybody.
Sure.
Some people need to wait a couple months. They put out a project or an album or something. That's just what their artistry wants to do, what works best with their fans. I've just kind of found what works for me. And that's the biggest thing about it is there's no one way to do this whole internet thing. Like we're not doing rocket science up there. We've just like found our niche, found our lane and been authentic to ourselves and fans like that. And I don't know, it's been able to grow momentum.
Dude, I love it. I think you're a freaking star. And I think there's really, really, really big things coming your way. I'm excited for you.
Likewise, bro.
Thanks,
I learned
man.
from you.
Hey, we have a cool class of people because I think there's also a lot of classes of people who have come through this town, and it feels very like just competitive, but not in like the cool way.
Yeah,
it's like if I don't get the opportunity, then I fucking hate whoever did, and I don't feel that really at all. And I think a lot of that's because the internet is just so democratizing. Like it doesn't care, and so in a cool way, we actually all just grow as we all grow. Like your success is actually only my success because we're in this pool of people who are doing this cool new thing. And so it actually just more legitimizing when you're, we probably both don't hate, but hate like the TikTok artist thing.
Yeah.
That is weirdly become more and more of a badge of honor as I'm doing what I'm doing. You're doing what you're doing. Ashley's doing what she's doing. Priscilla's doing what she's doing. Like there's this group of artists who have changed that connotation. And it's because we're kind of all doing it at the same time, and it's not against each other. It's like actually all ships are rising with the tide kind of thing. Yeah. I think it's really cool.
That's what the one time I've gotten to meet Walker Hayes, the nicest freaking guy in the world.
So nice.
And just like the coolest. But yeah, I told him like, dude, thank you for putting out a song that was bigger than any country song and on TikTok because it is making my life so much better because it's like, you're right. It's legitimizing and it's cool.
It's like, oh, these people aren't crazy. And in fact, they were just maybe ahead of something that we didn't see.
Exactly.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's sick. I have in my hand, which is my favorite part of this whole thing, just a bunch of really big questions about the universe.
Nice.
And we'll just fire away. Are you ready?
I am ready.
There's no wrong answers.
Okay.
But, if you get 3 of them wrong, you'll be ejected into the ceiling.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Super Smash style.
Exactly. Falcon
punch.
What is your biggest motivator?
Biggest motivator? I really don't like being lazy. So when I feel like I'm being lazy, I just like get pissed off with myself.
Okay. So
which is probably not like a healthy trait.
No, but first of all, I'm retweeting you in person.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. But what I struggle with because of that is like I will feel lazy when I'm supposed to be resting.
Yes.
So do you have like workaholic, overworking tendencies at all?
Yeah, I'd say I have those tendencies. I'm like, I got a really, really good girlfriend that, helps me out a lot with that.
The balance.
And cool parents that are like, dude, you can just chill sometimes.
Good.
It's cool. But yeah, it's self-pressure and all that stuff.
What's your like, I have a day to chill, like, What are the things that help you chill other than your girlfriend and your parents?
Usually exercise. I usually do it on a Saturday or Sunday when there's like a bunch of sports on.
Yeah,
that's like my thing.
That's
man.
how I am too, man. Like just football where you can just veg out and just eat shitty food and
eat shitty food and just go out and shoot like 120 in a round of golf. That's pretty fun.
We need to play golf together.
Hell yeah! I see your pen, man.
Yeah, for as much as I play, I am embarrassingly bad, but it is so fun.
You got to keep the handicap high.
Yeah, exactly.
You do, because you got to be a tournament asset.
I think so. Okay. Is there a time in your life where you felt like I'm doing exactly what I should be doing? If so, when?
Kind of right now, which is really cool to be able to say.
That's awesome.
I'm getting to live out my dream, and it's cool.
Yeah. I feel like if you could go back and show like a highlight reel of your last year to the 14-year-old kid who was playing those shows, like he'd be freaking out, man. I hope you know that. I hope like you should be so proud of yourself. Yeah. That's really cool.
It'd be like you're on social media like all the time, like you're such a loser. That's probably what he would say first.
He'd be like, "What are you, a 13-year-old girl who dances in your room?"
Get over yourself, bro.
If you could share a meal with any 3 people, dead or alive, who would those people be?
Interesting. It's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Kid Rock for sure.
Kid Rock. Have you met Kid Rock?
I've not.
No?
And I'm like...
I feel like you and Kid Rock would hit it off.
I'm like the biggest Kid Rock fan.
Are you really?
My family, we all are. That was the concert that like was the tipping point. I want to do this.
I saw Kid Rock at Cheyenne Frontier Days like a long time ago, and he kicked ass.
I mean, it's the best show I've ever seen. And you don't even have to know any. The first time I saw him, I didn't know any of his fucking songs.
Yeah.
But I sat there and
all I knew was trying different things.
Exactly. that was that album. It was the Rock and Roll Jesus album tour. But yeah, just like the authenticity, the energy, it was just cool.
Yeah.
So him.
Okay, we got Kid Rock at dinner.
Kid Rock, Dean Smith, for sure. Go Heels.
There you go.
It's a Duke week, so really.
Is that this week?
Really feeling it. It is.
There you go.
It is.
Did you play basketball?
I did.
Yeah,
just through high school.
The tallness gave you away.
Well, you should have seen some of the guys we were playing against. Yeah, yes, I was the biggest guy on my team.
Yeah,
But,
there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Dean Smith. We got Kid Rock.
Oh, okay.
We got one more seat. Anybody?
Give me a second
or
here.
alive?
Give me a second here. Kid Rock, Dean Smith. God, those two really flowed off the tongue. That was easy.
Don't overthink it. Just
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. How sad are you right now?
Honestly, I'm pumped.
Are you pumped?
Because he went out up here.
Yeah.
And it's so cool.
Can you imagine being in your 40s and playing in the NFL, not just like playing at the highest level? That's so impressive. Fuck.
And he's not hurt.
No.
He looks great.
Great.
His wife is gorgeous. He's just like, he's the exact example of just like working your ass off and just like being a common dude and having just crazy success from just good discipline and just.
Tom Brady's a great answer. No one said Tom Brady on the show, and I'm going to steal that one.
Did anybody say Kid Rock or Dean Smith?
Not yet. Not yet. But I like those. Those are really good. That'd be a fun dinner. If there was a pill that every human had to take that makes them instantly feel something or know something, what would you put in your pill?
Wow.
It's a big one. It's a tall order.
Feel something? I think if everybody could feel all the time like they do at a concert during like, I like to think Anything But Mine by Kenny Chesney. If everybody could feel all the time like you do in that moment at a Kenny Chesney concert,
we're going to be all right.
No wars, dude. Be fine.
There would never be a war if that's the feeling.
Yeah. There's nothing like it.
Have you seen Kenny live?
I have. Yeah, I've seen him 3 or 4 times probably.
Me too.
So
So your Kid Rock is my Kenny Chesney.
Yeah.
When he would come to like, the football stadium or whatever every summer, and that was the most fun night. Every person you've ever met, rival high school girls, you're like, all right, this is the time that we can meet these human beings. Kenny Chesney concert, and it was like the most fun thing ever. So when I got into music, I was like, I feel like I just have to try to do that.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
At this point. So.
Yeah. Because, I mean, he's He's the best. Kenny is right behind Kid Rock for me. Right behind. Just as an entertainer. It's just like he's the best.
I feel like the top echelon has got to be like Kenny, Garth.
Yeah.
The entertainer. Keith Urban's an underrated. I mean, that guy's show is just like, it feels like at 1,000.
See, I've never gotten to see him.
Keith's a really good one.
Yeah.
All right, next time Keith Urban's in town, I'm taking you to see Keith Urban.
Boom, baby.
And then next time Kid Rock's in town, you got to take me to see Kid Rock.
And then next time Sugar Ray's in town, we're going.
We're going. We're going together.
Doesn't matter. We're going.
Night. Let's see. I don't like that question. I like this question. What is one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given? Is there like a gem that you can think of? Like any of those old country songs where your papa sat you down and said, son, this is how life goes. Let me tell you a secret about a father's love.
This is just the first one that comes to mind. Skip Prosser used to be the Wake Forest basketball coach. But he passed away, years ago, but was the man. And we would always go to those camps. And his favorite quote was, if you can't be on time, be early. And I love it. I try to live my life by it. I know I was 2 minutes late today, but like
you were early. You texted me at like 2:53. Like,
oh,
hey,
yeah,
man, sorry,
the bathroom
early.
Took a second. I guess. But it's like, if you can't be on time, be early to like things. But like, I think about it in terms of trends and business and music and all that stuff. Try to be as early as you can to anything that happens. And that's like, us getting on TikTok. It was before the big wave of people, and it really worked out for us. And, TikTok's not going to be forever. What's going to be the next thing? I don't know. But I like to think that we have the mindset to hopefully be on it before other people are and never 100%. Get too comfortable.
Dude, that's real. That's real. The second you're like, I like TikTok, boom, it will get taken down or whatever. Yeah. I think the quote actually is like also a nod to like discipline too, which I think is really cool because there's just something about like, I'm always going to be the first one in, last one out. I'm always going to be 5 minutes early. And it's an identity thing. Yeah. When your identity is you're an early person, you're telling the world like, I give a fuck. Yeah. Even if you don't, I give a fuck. And I think that's awesome.
I give a fuck and I respect you and I respect your time. Yeah. To not just like make you wait around.
100%. I think more people should give a fuck and do that.
Hey, give a fuck. The Give a Fuck Tour.
The Give a Fuck Tour. It's like free drugs and magic. Do you have a mission statement? Do you have something that like you have written down or that you like look at it on a vision board? Is it a tramp stamp? It could be anywhere. Do you have a mission statement?
Well, I won't show you my tramp stamp, but come
on.
Nah, honestly, I am a goal-oriented person. I never like write anything down. I don't have the vision board. I don't do that stuff. It's like the best thing to do, but I don't know. I'm like so ADD. I move on to something else. But it's just want to make people smile, which is so lame, and that's such a vague.
Not at all. Making people happy in the world that we live in today is like the most noble fucking thing you could ever do.
Well, it's like I thoroughly enjoy making those mashup videos or making those remix videos. As tedious as they might be sometimes, as long as they might take, as much as I have to edit the thing, whatever. It's just when I see a comment that's like, holy shit, this really made me smile. This was cool. Or I meet somebody at a show that's like, that really helped me get through quarantine or whatever. Yeah. And it's not like, I'm like the savior to the world, but those are the things that like drive me.
But
making
you're
those people
directly affecting your community. And if everyone did that, I mean, this sounds grandiose, but it is like that's how the world changes. Yeah. If everyone is just in charge of making the people that they interact with smile or feel seen or give them a song that makes them feel less alone or like on their way home from a night shift that they're like, I there's purpose, there's meaning to this, and that might exist, that love song might exist, or I'm not the only person who's thought that in a breakup. It's underrated, my friend. Yeah. I think don't sleep on Make People Smile. That's a great mission.
I like that. The Make People Smile tour. I mean, we just got so many fucking T-shirts out of this thing.
Or we'll just like put them all together, like the Make People Smile while eating dinner with Kid Rock, Dean Smith, and Tom Brady while doing drugs and watching Magic tour.
And scroll.
Exactly. And I've already moved on. I'm 6 videos down. Let's see. I'm going to actually pull from these here. All upside down. What is something that you don't give yourself enough credit for? Are you the kind of guy who can like look at what you've done and really understand that? Or like, just speaking from my experience, I have a hard time like celebrating stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not, because I am the be early to trends. Oh, what's next? I'm not great at like, oh yeah, like this is actually happening.
Yeah.
What is something that you don't give yourself enough credit for?
Dude, you kind of hit it on the head, man.
Is that it?
I mean, I had days on even this past tour, where we're going and you're playing for a packed room somewhere. And it's like, dude, just have fucking fun.
Be here.
Enjoy that you worked so hard to get 800 people in this room. Enjoy it. And instead I'm like, shit, I don't have anything in my drafts on TikTok. I got to post every day. I got to make a TikTok. What am I going to? And then when you get on stage, it's fine. But it's like, there are times when I'm like, dude, just like put the phone down for a second and just enjoy this, because you don't know if this is going to keep going. You're going to try to make it keep going, but enjoy it while it's around. So I've got the same problem, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's millennials or hard workers or whatever, but like we just always
hard
look to what's
workers
next.
makes it a exponential rate of not giving ourselves enough credit.
Yeah, I tell you, it's really hard being us.
Oh God, don't get me started. We don't have enough time for that today.
It's another episode.
Yeah, dude, it's hard, and especially at the pace at which things change and like just the way that our careers have gone. I feel like it's been, in some ways it feels like yesterday, and then in other ways it's like, oh shit, like yeah, that was like almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Or like the first time that we ever hung out was like almost 3 years ago. And from there to here, how much we've both grown, I don't think we both have probably taken the proper amount of time to be like, yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy. There's 6 million human beings who hit the follow button after watching a piece of content that you made. That's insane.
There are a couple hundred people that bought tickets to see us play, both of us in cities where we've never played before.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. And just as like, I couldn't even grasp that 3 years ago.
Yeah. Well, let's just high five because we're fucking awesome. What is, and this will be my last question, just thanks for coming on, dude. I appreciate your time. Like, again, I just have a feeling that you and I are going to be in the same town for a long time, and I will just get to brag on the fact that we were buddies before you were the entertainer of the year, whatever that looks like. So.
Hey, you know what? I just want to do Vegas residency, Brooks and Dunn Reba style, you and me, staying at the Bellagio.
The Kid Rock. Thanks,
but dude, I was early to this whole thing, but you were even earlier, and I spent so much time watching your stuff, learning from you, admiring what you've done. Just can't say enough, man.
Thanks, buddy.
It really is so cool, and to have #1 song on the highway as an independent artist, that does not happen. I don't know if y'all realize that. That never happens. But he's done it. And so many other things. That's just the, tip of the iceberg. But
appreciate you, man.
It's going to be a fun future.
It is, man. I'm excited for both of us. All right, this is my last question. I'll let you get out of here. What is a question that you have about religion, spirituality, the universe, the mystery, whatever that is for you, that you wish you could ask an expert or like somebody who knows more than I do? Do you have something that comes to mind that you're like, I don't quite understand this, or like I wish let's even just up it, like you can now ask God or the creator or whatever, like whatever that is, you can ask it a question. Does anything come to mind? We'll end on the impossible one.
Yeah, I do really like this question.
It's fun. It's very it's so hard to like even come up with an answer, but it's one of my favorite ones.
First, I would be like, well, why does Saturn get to have rings and nobody else does? Those things are cool. And I kind of wish we had some of those. It's kind of messed up, but
it would be really. I've never even thought about that. If Earth had rings,
yeah,
dude, that would slap.
But I mean, maybe we do. Have you ever been up there?
No, I mean,
we don't know.
I've never seen.
But we're being told
it's flat. We got rings.
I do want to know what's going on those, like, they find Earth-like. I took astronomy in college because you had to take a science. But those like Earth-like planets, what the fuck's going on in those things? Yeah. Like what is it like to be somewhere else other than Earth and just like
Like lower gravity or like different animals or like whatever.
Yeah, like what's crawling around on those things, if anything. Maybe we're the only life, and that's cool. But
perhaps
we just don't know.
I feel the same way. I always wonder like if there is life somewhere else. That one just trips me out. The fact that there right now is like some little alien podcast where there's two little alien dudes who are like, man, you're killing it on, in this alien music or whatever. Like, it just makes me happy to think that could exist. Yeah. I like to think that we're not alone. That'd make me very happy.
And my last question would be, is Carolina football ever going to at least make a college football playoff? Because if they're not, I'd like to know. I'd just like to stop worrying about it.
Do you want to know that I unfortunately might have an answer for you?
The answer is... It's a yes. Next year. Next year's our year. We're building.
Let's see, if they win next year, because what are the Vegas odds of that? Low right now, but it's going to happen.
You could retire if you put. I bet if you put like $1,000 on it, you could retire.
I say you and I today just go drop $100.
Yeah,
Vegas odds, and we'll see what happens. And then if we're geniuses, I get to look in this camera now and be like, I bet $100 on UNC winning the college national championship, and now I am a potential like millionaire.
And those stadiums you want to play? What if you own those stadiums?
That's the easy way to do it, baby. Dude, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Dude, appreciate you.
You're an awesome guest. Appreciate you very much. Y'all, thank you for watching another episode of Why Are We Here? See you later.
Go Heels.
Why Are We Here?